Hello everyone, watch this review here with a look at the Iron Man vs. Arthur, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Minimates set. I believe this was exclusive to Toys R Us, but I can't recall offhand. Might not have been, because it doesn't have the little sticker. At any rate, I picked this set up mostly for the Arthur, mostly because it'd be really cool to have a small-scale Arthur, or, well, an Arthur figure of any sort, given the character hasn't had much merch. If you do recall, he is the star of the Ghosts and Goblins franchise, which later became, I think it was like Super Ghouls and Ghosts or something. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't come with removable bits. You know, occasionally they have these additional things on top of the figures to remove stuff, and then it would have been sort of apt because in the games, if you recall, if he gets hit once, he just goes down to his boxer shorts and stuff, which would have been a cool display option, albeit a sort of awkward one. Maybe it's just as well they didn't give us that. But no, it probably would have been cool. At any rate, I already have the Magneto Zero pack, and I've reviewed that if you want to check that out. I do kind of want to pick up the Mike Hagar, but at the same time, I don't really want the Hulk. So I'll have to see how that turns out. Fans will remember him as the star of, was it the Final Fight series? Or one of the stars of it. Also had Cody and Guy. Cody being a lot cooler than Guy. Both of whom ended up making it into the Street Fighter franchise, but Mike Hagar sort of got left by the sidelines for some stupid reason. Especially considering, you know, he was the mayor and stuff, and he was a pro wrestler character. You know, you'd think that that's a lot more entertaining than a sort of generic ninja-ish dude. But I am rambling. You know what, hold on a second, I'll get these two out of pack. Like with many of the sets, it comes with this, well, it comes with a poster, which is always cool, then some large things of some of the other offerings. Sort of like those nice extra touches. I also love the look of the inner blister, where you can see the figures in the front and all the crazy number of accessories behind them. While I've never been fond of the sort of price associated with Minimates, which I think is a bit high for the size of figures that you get, I can definitely sort of appreciate, I guess, the all-around other stuff you also receive, because you do get a fair number of items. In this case, Arthur comes with his lance, an axe, and a shield. The shield, I believe, was actually a weapon in the first game, and then in the follow-up games I think it was just an item that you held. Iron Man comes with this giant cannon thing, which you may recall from the games. I haven't played Marvel vs. Capcom 3 yet. I'm going to probably have to pick it up at some point, but they keep releasing, or they keep sort of having a new edition coming out, and I figure once they have the definitive edition, I'll just pick that version up. Because with Street Fighter, they had like 3 or 4 editions within a few years. At any rate, Iron Man comes with a helmet, then some alternate hands here for, I guess, a flying pose. And of course his flight stand and a little stand, I think, for Arthur. I believe the top plate here is also removable. Possibly not. You know what? Hold on a second. Okay, I think it actually is just a solid piece. At any rate, the helmet sort of slides over the normal head, which I like more than having an interchangeable head, just because you don't have to worry about losing parts this way, and you know, I guess it does sort of work a little bit nicer. Now, while this functions as a flight stand, I believe it's also used to support the weapon, because you can't really hold this thing off by itself. Can't remember what the heck the actual gun is called. And then if you want to interchange the hands here, just pull off the normal ones. As for Iron Man, you know, it's a kind of decent mold. I like the fact that they did sort of build up his upper torso here as opposed to just leaving it flat. And he's got a pretty cool glossy metallic paint job, which might not convey well with the lighting. I mean, it's a decent enough figure, but it's just one of those things that I don't so much care about. Because the real draw for me here was Arthur, and yes, he doesn't actually use this many weapons in the game. You can only equip one at a time. But I mean, imagine how much easier things would be if you could just give him everything. Because the axe is only good for a few enemies. The spear, sorry, the lance, is good for a few other things. The knife, great for most things. There was a crossbow or something that was also decent. Can't remember all the weapons. I do remember that he had to use a bracelet at one point, and the bracelet was required to really beat one of the games. And it was a crazy annoying weapon. So, would have loved to use that with, say, the knife or something. Yeah. The detail on the face here is really awesome. Love the expression stuff there. The actual general sculpting's pretty typical Minimates stuff. Except he does appear to have new arms with the shoulder pads and new boots. Unfortunately, he doesn't stand all that well. Like, one foot's always sort of kind of off the ground. It looks like he has paint chips or whatever around the legs. It's not a huge issue. Now, I did bring in Chernabog from the Funko's Pop line because I probably will have them sort of posed next to him half the time. So far, they haven't released either Satan, Firebrand, or what was the other one? There's one other demon, I can't remember the name of him, but you know, in general, will make for a sort of cool display in the corner of a desk, what have you. This has been a look at the Minimates set for Arthur versus Iron Man, part of their Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Arthur is definitely awesome. Iron Man, you know, he's kind of cool. Until next time, folks.